Today we need to talk about a member RM getting cut and bleeding and what happened there. We also need to talk about a former Sasaeng believed to be back at it again to hurt Taehyung, and then we have Taehyung clapping back with a post. Say Dumplings is Dave Decide. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, taste spilling mug merch, and let's go. Taehyung has had enough of all the rumors and hatred towards Blackpink, and you would think that some of the armies that are being mean or fighting back to say that BTS members hate Blackpink would stop. Of course, people were initially using the example of Taehyung and Jennie's dating rumor to say that it was obvious the two groups don't hate each other. But if you're not a believer in that rumor, then obviously you might still think that the two members hate each other. And then others were saying that moments where Taehyung and Lisa were working together, like for the Celine event, that this was all just them being nice to each other, but deep down, Taehyung actually really hates Lisa. And this is where things are strange, because the people spreading the hatred agenda are saying things like, of course Taehyung would hate Lisa, because Lisa isn't as talented, or all those mean things. First off, Lisa is talented, that's first and foremost, but also, why would you hate someone for not being talented? If that's what you believe, that's a type of hatred that only exists in K-pop. And it doesn't just exist where these people hate someone for not being talented when they believe someone isn't talented. They want to kill that person. However, this was all disproved a little while ago when Taehyung posted a photo of him, Lisa, and Bogum all together. And he has done things like this before where he has hinted towards being next to a Blackpink member, or even times when he was found singing Blackpink songs. And so there's already been a lot of hints towards that. When Taehyung posted this photo, he could have easily just posted another photo of him or just him and Bogum, and really no one would be upset over that. Because if he posts himself, that's his IG, so he can do that. And Bogum is his bestie, so if he were to post a photo with just him and Bogum, I don't think people would assume that it's shade. However, Taehyung posting a photo with Lisa is his very clear way of saying that he at least respects or likes Lisa as a friend. And what I believe is Taehyung's way of asking all these haters to shut up and accept the fact that BTS and Blackpink are literally friends. There will likely be a lot more evidence and those sort of things in the near future, and I really do believe we are about to see more interactions. J-Hope, in his Jack in the Box photo concept, had a moment where the photo said Blackpink, and people were trying their best to deny that it was the girl group, with people saying that it was another band or whatever that J-Hope was trying to reference. Well, the album came out, and we neither had this other band or the girl group. However, not having the other band, even though fans were hoping it was so it could settle the beef, is J-Hope putting a statement out to say there is no other band. But maybe any J-Hope and Blackpink collaboration that was supposed to happen was canceled due to the potential backlash, because the PR team was looking at the comments after the concept photo dropped. The members are doing their own thing, and I like this a lot as we are seeing more and more content and stuff happening. When it was just BTS as a group, there would only be one thing coming out at a time. But now we have a bit of an overlap because there's 7 potential things happening at once. One thing that was happening was RM sort of teased that he had something in the works. He recently posted on Instagram story that got a lot of ARMYs really worried. And I understand why, it looks pretty bad. RM posted a photo of a cut that he got on his eyebrow, and it looked like it was bleeding at a certain point, but it was healing. He didn't really say much else, and there really is no point in him posting this except for the fact that he is trying to get people talking and probably even get people to talk about something else rather than all the other nonsense and non-important things that some fans are writing towards him. Of course, this worked, and people were asking a lot of questions. RM then posted a second story where he shows that there is a band-aid on his eyebrow, and then he drew some fake tears in the photo. It didn't take too long before RM held a live stream and that question was asked to him, and people were asking if he was okay. He said that things were healing, and it actually happened because he was shooting something and one of the big camera machines fell on him. This of course wasn't a serious injury, thank the Lord, but it also served as a way to let armies know that he is working on something and something is about to come out, specifically either a music video or maybe a sort of brand partnership situation. However, I doubt this would have been a super professional set because I think they have safe measures in place for that. It could be something that he was potentially working on, like with his own team and budget. It's very fun to think about how the BTS members might be working on new things and that they'll put out a round 2 before they head off to the military. And I like this a lot. This has actually been a very controversial action. However, it is an action that they seemingly are going to go with. people are concerned if they went ahead and produced another album, there might be fear of the boys not making it back in time for the 2025 reunion date. On the other hand, I think if they're having this stroke of genius and having a bunch of ideas for a second album, they should go ahead and put it out. They'll end up resenting the group or hating being in the group if they're forced to shove their ideas in the closet or never pursue it. And it makes sense that the first round or first go is sort of like cleaning up the dust and getting warmed up. You might feel like the second round is where you know what to expect and can better handle the situation. Or he might even have more creative ideas now than he initially did. So I am all for Aram pursuing more work before he goes, and I hope whatever he was working on that caused this eye cut thing will be published soon, and we can see the fruits of his labor very soon. All the members deserve to see the fruits of their labor. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of issues lately, and the members' lives have actually been more so in danger, and I hate to see it. Taehyung recently was believed to have been in danger when a stalker found out what time Taehyung would be in the elevator to his apartment and then snuck into the apartment to hand Taehyung marriage papers. This made news everywhere, and thankfully the stalker was not bright at all and had pre-filled all the marriage document stuff with all her personal information. So all Taehyung had to do was hand that document to the police and they could go and arrest her. Taehyung later posted on Weverse that he was okay and that everything was fine. This kind of ended there for a little bit, and fans were mostly just upset at HYBE for allowing this to happen, or at least that's what the fans were saying. Why did HYBE allow this? When in reality, what is HYBE to do? Crawl into the minds of every single person in the fandom to see who is thinking about stalking Taehyung? Also, very few people have security guards with them 24/7. I think the only people that have that are either very high up government officials or royalty. And the reason that's okay is because those security measures are usually paid for by the tax dollar. The security measures for artists sometimes come out of the budget that the label allocates for the artist for their promotion. So more money on security, less money on things like good music videos or whatever. So a lot of artists will choose not to do that. I don't know what BTS's deals are, but that sometimes happens, so it could be a reason they opt for not having security 24/7. Another reason is just how invasive 24/7 security is. What if you want to go to the convenience store at midnight to pick up something? Security would follow you. And oftentimes having security would also just drive more attention to you. And there's many more reasons, however, these are just a few. Apparently it was trending this morning when people asked HYBE to better protect Taehyung because there was an alleged stalker account that was making some horrific threats towards Taehyung, saying how they were going to murder him in his apartment, saying things that made people believe this was likely the stalker that got arrested. Because not only did she get rejected to be his wife, but the alleged husband decided to get her arrested. So the account detailed very detailed details about how they were going to go about the murder. And of course, given how specific it was, it made people want HYBE to take action before it's too late. Now, in my opinion, this is quite obviously just someone who wants attention. I highly doubt that the stalker that handed Taehyung the marriage papers was let out. I also highly think that the person making the threats is likely someone who just wants to drum up attention because they know it's a hot topic. It always happens. Right after Jungkook got food delivered to his apartment and he told them off, there were accounts pretending to be that food sender saying how they were going to murder Jungkook because he rejected their food. The whole point of that is entirely just to get attention. They want people to think that they are the stalker to get retweets or views, or they're just mentally insane and want to scare the idol. Either way, those people also need to be in jail. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check on Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks, just lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.